Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you the remaining part of chapter number 3 of your English reader book, and the chapter's name is Taros Reward. Students, you have read that when Taro reached near the waterfall, and when he drank the water, he felt that it was delicious shake instead of cold water. So he took the shake, he filled his pitcher with shake, and he gave it to his father. His father became very happy. A neighbor came to his house. She was also given the shake, and immediately she had spread the story of the magical waterfall throughout the village. So all the people who heard, they came, they listened the story of the magical waterfall, and they drank a sip of that shake, and in less than an hour the pitcher which Taro had brought was empty. Okay, so let's see the next portion of this chapter. Students, open your book at page number 32 and see paragraph 10. Next morning, Taro started for work even earlier than the morning before. Next morning when Taro got up, he started for work even earlier than the morning before. He started for work even earlier than the morning before, the previous day. He started for work earlier than the previous day. He carried with him the largest pitcher he owned, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. He took the largest pitcher, the largest earthen pot which he had, and he planned that first of all he would go to the waterfall. And when he reached it, he found to his great surprise all his neighbors there. And when he reached near the waterfall, then he became surprised. He was quite amazed to see that all his neighbors were there. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, anything they could find to hold the magic shake. All the neighbors were carrying pitchers, jars, even buckets also, anything which they could find to fill, to take the magic shake. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. And after that, one villager, he sat on his knees, and after that he held his mouth open. He opened his mouth under the waterfall to drink the shake. He drank again and again and then shouted angrily. He drank water again and again, and after that he shouted angrily, "Water, nothing but water." Others also tried, but there was no shake, only cold water. When he drank the water many times, then he shouted angrily, "What? That it is nothing, it is only water." Other villagers also tried, but there was no shake. They drank the cold water. They found only cold water, there was no shake. That's why they became very angry. "We have been tricked," shouted the villager. "Where is Taro?" The villagers became very angry, and they said that they had been deceived, they had been cheated, and they started searching for Taro. "Let's drown him in this waterfall." But Taro had been wise enough to slip behind a rock when he saw how things were going. He was nowhere to be found. They said that they should drown Taro in that waterfall. Okay, they planned to drown Taro in that waterfall, and that's why they started searching for Taro. But Taro was wise enough and he hid himself behind a rock when he saw that how things were going. When he saw that all the villagers were angry because they did not get sick, they got cold water instead of sick. That's why they became very angry. They started searching for Taro and they wanted to drown Taro in that waterfall. So muttering, and Taro was not found anywhere. They were unable to search. They were unable to find Taro. Muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. The angry villagers, because of their disappointment, they became very disappointed when they did not get sick. So they left the place one by one. Taro came out from his hiding place. Was it true? He wondered. Was the sick a dream? Taro, he came out from his hiding place and he questioned himself. He questioned himself what it was true. If he questioned himself, he asked himself if it was true and if the sake was a dream. Once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. So he thought to try once again, and he took a little liquid in his hand and he drank it. It was the same fine sake, but when he drank, he found that it was the delicious sake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious sake. To everyone else, it gave only cold water. To that hardworking and thoughtful child, the magic waterfall was giving the delicious sake, and for everyone, it was giving only cold water. The story of Taro and his magic waterfall raised the Emperor of Japan. The Emperor, the ruler of Japan, he also heard the story of Taro and his magical waterfall. He sent for the young woodcutter and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. He called the young woodcutter, he called Taro, and he rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold coins. He rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for being so good and kind. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro. He became so impressed that he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after the name of Taro. This, said the emperor, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. The emperor said that he did it because the children he did it to encourage all the children. He named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro to encourage all the children to respect and to obey their parents. That's why he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taro. He did it to encourage all the children to honor, to respect and to obey their parents. So students, this chapter is completed. You will complete all the word meaning which I have written on the board and which are given in the book, and after that next turn I will provide you the question answers of this chapter. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.